Alright, hello. I was trying to do some quick math in my head regarding some of this. It might be, I don't know, just some things that maybe I just didn't realize just how much of a big loss in damage going from Zunimasa to Legacy of Dreams build really is. As far as Poison Dart Carnival goes. Well, let's take a look. Let's just see if we can do some quick math here. All right, so this is Zunimasa. So let me just make up a number. Now let's just say that this setup here does 1,000,000. Okay, obviously I don't know what the actual number is, but just for calculation purposes, let's just say it's 1,000,000. So going from that to my current build, let's just save this. I should have saved. I should have saved the other one, but I just wasn't thinking. Let's just save this as Carnival Greater Rift. So if I'm going to that build to this setup. Alright. I'm losing Compass Rose Traveler's Pledge. And I'm losing the Zunimasa Greenie set itself. So if I'm saying like 1,000,000, okay, so Traveler's Pledge gives me 100% bonus damage as long as I'm standing still, but obviously I'm not always standing still. So let's just say that on average I'm gaining 50%. I don't know, I'd have to go back and watch and see what the actual stacks are when I'm actually using it, but let's just say I'm getting 50%. So I'm losing 50%, which I believe calculates out to 2/3 or 1/3. I'm losing 1/3. So I'm going from 1,000,000 down to what, 666. Okay. I'm also losing, it's going from 15,000% damage to what, 9,750, but I've got two items that are not ancient. So I'd probably say maybe another half. Another half, maybe a little less than half, maybe another 50%. So I'm going, that would take me from 666 down to 60, 2/3 of that, which would be 444. So let's just say 444. Let's say 450, just to round it off. I'll be losing this 23%. damage. Which is probably about 20% if you reverse calculate it. So let's just say 400,000. I don't know. I'll just make it. No, let's just say 400,000. So in order for me to make up for that, when I go to the 6-piece build, I need to go from 400,000 back up to 1,000,000 with what I'll be gaining. Now, part of that is going to be not really calculatable, because part of it is the fact that, you know, this is only going to do damage to enemies that I hit with Mana Spender, which would be my piranhas. Whereas the Legacy of Dreams, you know, those poison darts are going to do damage to anything and everything, regardless of whether they've been hit by the piranhas or not. So that's not really calculatable. You know, I'm going to get a little extra collateral damage. And it might not make that much of a difference. Might not, there's really no way to really know. So what am I going to gain that's going to get it back up to a million? Alright, so here's another thing that's not really calculatable. This is just going to pool the enemies together a little bit to get me more collateral kills. Tough to really say, you know, how much I'm gaining from that. This is defensive. This is not getting me any extra damage, Kiloquirus. This is defensive. It's not really getting me any extra damage. This is defensive, not really getting me any extra damage. Alright, so I'm getting an extra 50% damage to just elites with this. So 50% damage of 400, you know, is gonna go up to 600,000. Now I did, since I'm a lot more defensive, and that's probably a big portion of what I'm getting. Now I'm losing some defense too, because I lost the esoteric alteration, but I gained 50% damage reduction here. I gained huge amount of defense from here. Unity is a huge amount of defense. So I traded in the String of Ears for this. So this is a little bit more offense. Haven't labeled anything yet. Alright, so that's just 6%. That's not anything big. I did, however, also lose some defense from the Compass Rose Traveler's Pledge, probably about 20 to 25%, maybe 30% damage reduction. I gain 50% here. The furnace. Okay. Oh, definitely lost some here because I had the 25% damage from this. Did I take that into consideration? I gained 50% from here. So this went from 4 to 6. This goes from 6 to 900,000. And then we got this. This should, Stone of Jordan should push it up also a little bit more. I also traded in all of my Paragon points. Traded in all of the vitality for intelligence. I didn't take the other one into consideration. I did not take the 20% that I lost from here. From the Zunimasa offhand. Which would bring it from, let's see, it was 1,000,000. Compass Rose Traveler's Pledge brings it down to 666. The 6-piece set, losing that brings it down to 44. The 20 or so percent from the offhand, maybe it brings it down to 35. I just say, is that too much, 35? Let's just make it an even 400. No, that's right. Okay, 400,000. I mean, it should be right. That should bring the damage right back up to at least where, I mean, all right, at least where it was. I'm damaging everything. I'm pooling certain enemies together to get more collateral kills. Maybe bring some of the blue elite creatures together to be able to hit them all. So if I go from 400,000, 50%, okay, would bring it up to 600,000. 50% here would bring it up to 900,000.
I imagined that the hero of prophecy would be more lively.
Stone of Jordan an extra 26%. It's not much. Ah. 26, 15, let's see. That's about another, well, not poison damage. Let's just say 30%. Extra 30% here. So from 900, it should be higher. I'm talking 1 million, maybe 1,200,000. And even this Jinx, extra 15% damage on occasion. So maybe it's higher, maybe it's just not that much higher. Maybe it's not enough to do a 110. Okay, so I'm losing that 23%. So maybe that's balanced. The Compass Rose has got an extra ability in it. Got 4 abilities, so I'm losing that also. This is not nearly as defensive, so I need more defense. So when I use the other one, I've gained the one where I've got to be, where I'm gaining an extra 25% damage. And I'm losing this. I think this is an extra 15% damage. But I'm gaining the Hex one, so. I mean, it should be doing at least a little bit more damage. I thought maybe I was losing more. I don't know, somehow I calculated. No, this is wait a minute, I did calculate this wrong. This would not go down 2/3. This would go down a full, almost a full half. So when I'm going from 666, it's not going 666 to 444. It's going down less than that. Probably more like 350. And then from 350, I'm losing the 20% from here. So let's say 300,000. Not 400,000, 300,000. And so 300, this would bring it up to 450. 450, bring it up to 675. Another 20, let's say 30%, 675, 875. $875 plus another 25%. So this would probably bring it up to about even. About even, with the two exceptions that I'm pooling enemies together and that I'm damaging everything, not just enemies I'm hitting with mana spenders. But this 50% is only against elites. So I was thinking of trying something, and I might as well at least give this one try. This one here. Let's see if I can change out that fear one. It won't work if I can't change out this fear. Well, it'll work, but can I change out that fear? Okay, I cannot change out that fear. I was thinking about wielding this and putting this in the cube, but because I was thinking about the fact that it's ancient legendary. It's gonna do, an extra good bit of damage, and I can put the dagger darts in the cube. But that fear messes it all up, because I don't want to fear the enemies. What I could try, at least once, I could put the Echoing Fury in the cube. Even though it's ancient legendary, it doesn't matter. I can't wield it if it's going to be fearing the enemy. And then I could try using this instead of the Furnace. Now the Furnace, I think, does more damage, but it's only to elites. Whereas this would be extra attack speed, extra damage to everything. I could at least just give that a try. Oops. Doesn't matter that it's ancient legendary. I'm not going to actually wield it if I can't get rid of that chance to fear. And the other thing too that I really guess I just should keep in mind is that this build is very dependent upon what I get from the Greater Rift. There are a lot of things that nerf this build. Waller. The walls block the darts and basically do no damage. What was I thinking of? The elites, if there's multiple elites, 3, 4, or even ones that are 5, if there's 5 of them, that really hurts this build. Whereas some other builds, you can, damage all of the elites at once, or at least multiple ones, whereas this one it's really tough to do that. Anything where there's a lot of doors to open up, rooms to open up, go through, that hurts this build, because your fetishes don't always follow you, and so you're not always attacking with all 10 fetishes. Some of them are like behind a door or in a different room, and that can be pretty frustrating. Any of the elites that reflect missiles back to you, the Stone Slinger or the spinning guys, the dwarvish ones, those completely nerf this build. And then on top of that, the obvious thing of not getting the right pylons. So, you know, that can really affect it too. And maybe I could hit a 110 with this setup. But if I don't get the right elites or the right Rift Guardian or the right types of maps, then, you know, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I really don't like that concept. I'd rather have it to be to where it doesn't matter which kind of rift I get. I can do it regardless, but obviously that's not gonna be the case with a build like this. All right, let's try another 110.
Things are becoming so small.
I'll just try one. How many keystones I got? I got 11. So I'll just try one. I'm gonna try and hope for you know, good maps and good elites to fight, and you know, see what I can do. Alright. And I gotta be within 20 yards of the enemy to do bonus damage. Still gonna do extra damage against elites. But now it's just 40% instead of the 90% that it was before. Alright, here we go.
Prove yourself worthy of your birthright.
Strange magic radiates from these foes.
There's a waller.
Need more time.
And now here, I'm actually doing less damage than I was before. Did that wrong. Oh, come on. Another waller. See how none of my darts are penetrating?
A perfect strike.
Alright, so that one was better because I actually had creatures to kill.
A perfect strike. undoes you.
Well then, how can you resist?
You die. My strike is true. Need help. Not ready yet.
I gotta be safe. Waller.
My strike is true.
Losing my fetishes.
Look, just over there.
Wow.
Your evil undoes you. I cannot do that. My strike is true. I am healed. You are dead, corpse.
Alright. So Illusionist definitely helps out this better.
Need more time.
Ah, see? Wow. I gotta just skip those spinning guys.
The spirits aid me.
A perfect strike.
I wonder if there's a way I could kill those guys.
A perfect strike.
Illusionist.
I strike at your heart. I strike at your heart.
The Rift Guardian is here.
May the corpses rot here forever.
Strike at your heart. I need healing. The truth burns you.
Alright. So I guess the Echoing Fury did work. I don't know how well that would have worked had I not fought so many illusionist guys. Because the illusionist, you know, every time I kill an illusionist, I guess that counts towards the Echoing Fury. And almost every elite I fought there was illusionist. And then plus I fought those exploding guys, which
My name is Ash.
turn into little guys. So.
If you have a gem, I am skilled at clarifying gems.
So, I mean, yes, I did it, but hate to say it, but I think the only reason why I did it was because I got, you know, a really favorable map,
I am returning to town.
really favorable rift.
Your valor is unsurpassed.
Are you ready?
So, you know, now looking back at this build here, oops. So, doesn't look like there's any real way I could introduce or keep, or put Echoing Fury in there unless I want to give up this one here, but you know, if it weren't for this, I mean, if you think of how fast I got to each conduit, you know, and each elite, this really comes in handy. Plus, you know, the extra 100% damage while you're in that form. Now, maybe if there was a way to get into this form more, you know, with increased cooldown or something like that, but really tough to do that. I mean, I would have to give up, I'd have to put on, like, let's say Captain Crimson, but I'd have to give up Depth Diggers and String of Ears, and I'd gain some defense, which might be nice, but I'd be losing 89% of my damage and only gaining about, well, maybe I would make up for it a little bit by the damage loss to this. Maybe I'd make up for it a little bit by the extra time I'd be spending in the Spirit Walk. You put a diamond in there, maybe. But either way, this, you know, I just don't think that this Zunimasa is gonna do as well. Even if I can somehow. I don't know. Maybe. The extra defense that I get might allow me to stand still more to gain more of a bonus from Compass Rose Traveler's Pledge. I don't know. All right, let me. I'm gonna call it an early night tonight. I'm sorry, just one greater rift, but I did it. But I don't think I got on the leaderboards at all. What's the minimum leaderboards for the Witch Doctor? Okay, so I would have to beat this time. I didn't do it that fast. 11:42. So I could do 111 probably, and then get on the leaderboards at least. But got pretty high on this. 15th place. But, you know, the main thing that I just keep thinking about with the Poison Dart Carnival, very, very, very dependent upon what you get in the Rift. If I didn't get so many Illusionists, then my Echoing Fury wouldn't have activated anywhere near as much as it did. I wouldn't have got anywhere near the bonus that I got from it. There was a couple of yellow elites. So had I not gotten that, I did get one Waller, one or two Wallers. But either way, this seemed to have outperformed the Zunimasa. I said, unless there's something with the Zunimasa that I could try. All right, let me sign off, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.